Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you enjoyed the first video about the Super 6 Round 31 predictions I made last week. Make sure you're subscribed to keep yourselves updated with my latest predictions on the app. Speaking of Round 31, this is how I did last week. Brentford, Leeds and Liverpool all won their respective matches, resulting in me getting just 6 points. However, Sheffield United robbed me 2 points after their very late goal sealed them a draw against West Ham. So, but you know, fair play to them for fighting back, and they didn't give up till the very end. But yeah, 6 points is all right, but at the same time, better than nothing, so I'll take it. And yes, I did forget to mention this in the first video. Normally, you get 5 points for a correct score, 2 points for a correct result, meaning that you still got the correct outcome but not the score, and 0 points for getting it completely wrong. We now move to round 32, which is the FA Cup 4th round. This is by far one of the most prestigious historic tournaments in the world. Clubs from the Premier League, EFL and non-league financially benefit from this hugely, depending how far they all progress in the tournament, and the winners eventually seal a place in Europe. Realistically, Conference League, but just imagine if a non-league club, imagine a step 3 or 4 club, for example, win the FA Cup and they seal a place in the Conference League. That would be amazing. So anyway, let's start with the first game between Sheffield United and Brighton. Just like I mentioned earlier, Sheffield United nicked a very late draw against West Ham on Sunday, while Brighton drew 0-0 at home against Wolves on Monday night. Both clubs progressed to the 4th round after their away wins against lower league opposition in Gillingham and Stoke respectively. This is a game, of course, both teams will definitely be up for. However, given the current circumstances Sheffield United are in, they're in a relegation fight, and if their main priority is to stay up in the league, I'm not sure an FA Cup run is the way to go for them. But as for Brighton, currently still in the Europa League, do either team really want to go on an FA Cup run? It should be a good game, but I think Brighton will edge it 2-1. This might be Everton's final season at Goodison Park before moving to their new stadium. So if that's the case, then what better way to finish their 90+ year history there with an FA Cup in their trophy cabinet. I've been to Goodison Park just once before, around 2 years ago, to watch my local club play against them in the FA Cup 5th round, which resulted in Everton winning 2-0. However, despite the result, it was a very special occasion for the club and of course a great day out. But yeah, Goodison Park really is a nice stadium, and I'm so glad I went there. Anyway, back to the game. It took a replay for both sides to progress, which is not really ideal, but at the same time they did what they had to do. Luton did win this same fixture earlier in the season 2-1. So the question is, can they make it 2 wins on the bounce? It'll be a close game, but I think Everton will win 2-0. This feels more like a Championship League game since both sides are in the same division. Leicester progressed for the first time of asking after beating Millwall, while it took Birmingham a replay to beat Hull to reach this round of the tournament. Birmingham have already improved under their new manager Tony Mowbray since he was appointed just after New Year's Day. He's got them playing some really good football, and they're currently 4 games unbeaten, which says a lot. To put this into context, he has already won the same amount in just 3-4 games than Rooney did in 15, which is mad because they were terrible under Rooney. They only won 2 games, 2 games, 4 draws and 9 defeats. That's terrible. And it's like, I'm not sure whether the players were actually disillusioned over Rooney's tactics, or, yeah, but then again, I'm sure when they won 2 games in that period, so people can't just say, oh, they weren't playing for him. Well, if they didn't play for him, then they wouldn't have won any of those games. But yeah, in saying that, the owners also have to take responsibility. But hey, at least they rectified that mistake and brought in a more experienced manager to guide them out of trouble. Leicester, they're currently top of the Championship and they've got nothing to lose, so I'm going to go 3-1 Leicester. Again, this feels more like a Premier League game. Fulham are looking to bounce back after their Carabao Cup exit against Liverpool on Wednesday, while Newcastle didn't have a midweek game, so they're going to feel more fresh leading up to this. Fulham progressed after narrowly beating Rotherham, while Newcastle convincingly beat Sunderland in their own backyard, which was a great win for them. Newcastle have been distracted by recent transfer links regarding Kieran Trippier to Bayern Munich, Almiron to Saudi Arabia, and even Callum Wilson to Atletico Madrid, which was really unexpected. I'll get straight to the point. Fulham will not want to get knocked out of 2 cup competitions in the same week, while Newcastle really have nothing else but the FA Cup to play for, since they're already out of the Champions League and Carabao Cup. So, by saying that, I'll go for a 1-1 draw. This is a massive derby game which screams goals. Wolverhampton and West Bromwich are geographically very close to each other, which makes this a massive game. I'm sure fans, coaches, players, even neutrals, literally everyone will be fired up for this. The last time these two clubs met in the FA Cup was back in 2007, while this fixture alone will be played in front of fans for the first time since 2012, which is quite a long time ago. Honestly, I'm expecting this to be a very feisty game with lots of crunching tackles, scraps, red cards, you name it. So I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. What if I said Norwich were to cause a massive cup set at Anfield? They would think I'm just simply mad. Norwich progressed after beating Bristol Rovers, which went to a replay, while Liverpool beat my team Arsenal. Though, I'll admit, as an Arsenal fan, I saw the whole game, and to be honest, I wasn't overly that bothered we lost, because we've got bigger fish to fry in the Champions League, which I fancy us going for. You probably noticed in recent weeks that Championship sides got battered against Premier League opposition, especially away from home, which is crazy, because that goes to show the level between the two divisions. I'll break this down for you. Chelsea 4, Preston 0, Man City 5, Huddersfield 0, Bournemouth 5, Swansea 0 from last night, and Chelsea 6, Middlesbrough 1 from Tuesday. So what's next? Another 6-0 Liverpool, possibly 7? My original prediction was 4-0 Liverpool, because my thinking was Norwich would just start back 5 and park the bus for most of the time. However, considering recent results, I'm starting to think maybe 4's not enough. I'm just going to follow a sequence here as well. 4, 5, 5, 6. What comes after? And I'm sorry if I sound really harsh, especially on Norwich fans, but I might have to go for another 6. 6-0 Liverpool. And that's it for today. Feel free to leave your predictions in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend. Ciao.